Thank you. So, good morning, and again, welcome to this day. We have this every 6 months, so I hope some of you will not find it repetitive. I tried very hard not to be repetitive. And so we put together some presentation that it really is an update for the last 6 months, our activities. Richard said almost half of my talk, which is really what we have been here for 2 years, 2.5 years, and we are really, we have learned a great deal, and we are pondering, where will we make a difference? And I hope to show you that what we have accomplished, we can be very proud of it, but the challenges are still ahead of us. So let's see whether this technology works. Oh, it does. So the miracles, right? CITRIS organizational update. So the first thing, as you know, when we began, the idea came from the Governor Davis. I mean, at that time, he was governor of California, I should say. And he used some surplus that California, if you would believe it, indeed had, and allocated $100 million per institute, which is really strictly for building. And so this is the depiction of the building that we are hoping to start. The ground will be broken, I believe, this fall. The architectural design is already done. And just to locate you, I don't know whether you hear me, this is the naval architecture. And if you go this way, that's the Hearst mining building. And behind that is the quarry hall. Well, actually, you can see that the quarry hall is across the street. And the big deal will be of the building will be that it will be 3 or 4 floors below the grounds where all the facilities, thank you, I mean, it's all right. I can walk. I still can walk. Will be where all the clean room facilities and all the engineering facilities will be under the ground. One of the big pride of this building will be the new sort of extension or outgrowth of the current microfabrication laboratory, which is going to be the nanofabrication laboratory. So let's see. Okay, so here is another depiction of the same building. I apologize. Yes, construction. Yes, this is part of this $100 million. A small portion, unfortunately, went to Santa Cruz, and this is one floor of this new building is the CITRIS building. And I don't know whether Professor Mente is here, but he can tell you more details about. They are much further in their construction. So what else did we do? Well, we have made some progress in website. We have launched new research database, which you can check in that website. Contains description, website links, investigator information for all current CITRIS projects. There is a new online press room. As you know, we have been charged for promoting the agenda quite heavily, and so this website serves that role. We have brochures and reports, and we have newsletters periodically coming. So all that, thanks to the staff, so we have also a new online calendar system, so that you can. There are so many activities going on that in order to just keep track of it, this online calendar was almost a necessity. because otherwise it's really a Babylon. Okay, so how are we doing financially? Please note the dollars on the top. As you remember, or some of you may not know this, but the deal between the governor and the proposers was that for every state dollars, we will raise 2 other dollars. And I am really proud to say that we have exceeded that, but even more proud to say that our industrial sponsorship, in spite of the difficulties and hardship in the industry for last year, represents about 30% of our total income. 70% is the federal funding of the institute at this point. We also just a few days ago received a substantial gift towards the building from a private funder. Now, as Richard mentioned, we are very concerned about test beds and where CITRIS truly can make a difference. And one place where I truly believe that CITRIS can make a difference is in collaborative technologies. And before I came here, I was working on teleimmersive technologies, which are actually displayed here at the University of Pennsylvania. It's a set of visual cameras in a stereo composition, which takes images all around the area where it is situated and reconstructs the 3-dimensional geometry of what's going on in that room. Now, once you have this 3-dimensional volume, then of course you can send it to other places and combine several other similar data sets in a coordinated data set, so that as if I and you, who are geographically distributed, would be meeting in the cyberspace. With support from Infineon and a part also from Microsoft, we started to build a similar system here at Berkeley. And the picture on this left side is the setup that we have at Berkeley, and we are very, very much on our way to complete this and really make this infrastructure available to the community. Of course, the applications are many. Right now, we are concentrating on monitoring the elderly, since I am one of the elderly, and I am very concerned that eventually we will be living in isolation and will need some help. But that there is also distributed coordinated exercise, training manual skills, including surgery, demonstration of complex objects, and merchandise, for example, advertisement, and remote experimentation. Recently, I was in Chicago at the Argonne National Laboratory, where they have a very unique facility, and they are very much interested in this technology so that they can remotely perform experiments. So this technology has definitely many, many applications, and we just have to make it work, and I am very much determined to make it work. We have a bunch of news. I mean, we have many more grants that I have in this presentation. These are just samples of new grants that are of a serious magnitude. So here is a language-based software security. As you know, cybersecurity is of great concern both to Washington as well as to us. And so several of my colleagues are engaged, including myself. In fact, I have a relatively smaller grant, which you will see a poster I think one of my students is here, where we are worrying about the reliability of the sensor networks, because we believe that unless you understand the reliability, you cannot really distinguish where the intrusion comes from, whether it's a natural failure or is it an artificial failure. Anyway, there is another grant by 100 million for million bytes second for million households. This is a networking grant, and I actually must confess don't know the details. There is 3 R's of spectrum: reduce, reuse, recycle. I will never pretend that I know more than what I really do, so please talk to the folks who are here listed, because I would be really not doing justice to explain what it is about. Our colleagues in our associated universities have been very successful, and I am very proud to say, especially for UC Merced, which really has, as you know, a rocky start. Is that fair statement? Jeff Wright, who is the dean, is from UC Merced, but they have been working very hard and received these grants from William and Flora Hewlett Foundation, mostly for education. I mean, as you know, that whole university has been established to help develop the Central Valley, and education is a big deal for them. Now, I want to share with you one of my latest passions, which I am really dedicating myself certainly to a certain portion of my time. And this is, what can information technology do for humanities, arts, science, and technology? And it's Haystack, and it's an attempt to really create a grid or a collaboratory network for the humanities around the whole United States, and hopefully eventually connect us with the rest of the world. Imagine, there are tremendous opportunities, but there is also a tremendous difficulties to make this happen. The opportunities are such that there are possibilities of digitizing today practically anything and everything that our ancestors left us, which is cultural heritage, architectural sites, objects in the museums, literature, music, you name it, we can digitize it. Now, imagine that we also have tremendous data about environment. We have satellite images, we have sensors. In fact, our MEM sensors can be spread around and have been spread around, measuring humidity, temperature changes in the environment. Now imagine that all this information is going to be integrated into a coherent system, a Google of the future, so that finally humanists can, in a factual fashion, correlate whatever our ancestors left us, whatever we know about the environment, and what are the implications for the culture, for the political systems, how people developed, and hopefully develop models of predictions, and ask questions: what if things change this way or that way? What will be the political ramification? So that's the idea. We have a long way to go, but there are pieces scattered around, and I will submit to you that I am very pleased to say that, in fact, there are many countries out, and Finland in particular, who have already efforts on this along these lines. So this is my small contribution along these lines is that I just wrote a proposal to the National Science Foundation together with, with the SEEK Foundation, and they are very much interested in digitizing their SEEK collections, which are three-dimensional, very complex objects, and they want to have a museum online. Bunch of us also have worked very hard, and we just submitted a large proposal to the National Science Foundation for Science and Technology called TRUST, Team for Research in Ubiquitous Secure Technology. We truly believe that until now, computer science, algorithms, operating systems, compilers, database systems have been developed sort of independent, almost independent architectures, almost independent of each other. And certainly, security hasn't been part of it. We truly believe that if you start to think about the security, all these basic components of computer science proper will have to change. And so this proposal is about developing new science and technology that will radically transform the ability of organizations to design, build, and operate trustworthy information systems for critical infrastructure. It's a multi-university. It's Stanford, it's Cornell, CMU, and Berkeley, of course. I forgot, if I forgot somebody else, we participate in and contribute in our different areas. This is still more the description of the proposal. It's security science of software security, trusted platforms, applied cryptographic protocols, and so forth, system science, and let's not forget social science, because many of these security considerations have tremendous impact on economics, public policy, the trade-off between our privacy and the security, and of course human-computer interfaces. And finally, there is a new proposal that we just finished very recently in using this collaborative technology in terms of monitoring the elderly, but also not only monitoring, but interacting. It's very clear that the interaction with the elderly who live alone, and we want to use this technology so that they could live more meaningfully alone as long as possible. So the long-term goals are to continue, develop, test, and promote large societal scale information systems that are heterogeneous, reliable, maintainable, cost-effective, and easy to use. This was the goal actually from the very beginning, even before I came on board. Professor Demel, who will follow me, who is the chief scientist and was actually the initial writer of this proposal, this was all along there. However, one thing is to write proposal and have dreams, and the other one is really the operational reality. And so the societal scale systems do not come naturally to academia. We basically work in smaller groups. We work with smaller groups of students, and in order to build these large societal scale systems takes a very different organization and different money, unfortunately. But we are determined to do that, and as you heard the dean, that is one of the topics we really want to talk to our founding corporate members. We are continuing building bridges to new application areas and expand reach into more communities. If you look at my schedule, you will see that I have appointment every hour on the hour. I feel like what the Yiddish word is macha. I sit there and I listen to different ideas and applications and try to be the matchmaker. And definitely that's part of my job. So I'm trying to do my best. And as you can see, we are really bringing a lot of different areas that do not naturally talk technology. We are, with our small efforts, we are seeding new research in a small way. We wish we can do more, but we do our best. And we certainly have increased institute impact in academia and industry and visibility in public and media arenas. I take great pleasure of seeing that many other universities try to emulate what we are trying to do. Many other countries are trying to learn from what we are trying to do. So we must be doing something right. And I think that's the end of my talk. Thank you very much.